It was a cold evening in late November when police were called to a small suburban house on the edge of town. Inside, they found chaos, a shattered window, signs of a struggle, and the homeowner, 48-year-old Thomas Grant, lying unconscious on the floor. When he woke in the hospital the next morning, his memory was a blur. He remembered dinner, the sound of glass breaking, and then, nothing. His head had been struck from behind. The police had only one lead: footprints in the mud leading away from the window and a wallet dropped in the backyard. Inside the wallet was an ID belonging to a local man named Daniel Rivers. Daniel swore he had been nowhere near that house. But the evidence was damning. He was arrested and charged with aggravated assault and attempted burglary. But here's the twist: not a single person had seen Daniel at the crime scene. In the courtroom, the prosecutor leaned heavily on circumstantial evidence. The wallet was found just feet from the broken window. The shoe prints leading away from the scene were the same size Daniel wore. And Daniel had a prior record of petty theft, something the prosecutor emphasized again and again. The jury listened closely. It looked bad for Daniel. But here's where it got interesting. The case had no eyewitnesses. No one saw Daniel break in. No one saw him strike Thomas Grant. All they had were objects' footprints, a wallet, and a criminal history. The prosecutor painted a vivid picture. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't need to see the rain to know it fell. You see the wet ground. You see the puddles. The evidence speaks for itself. Daniel's defense attorney, a sharp, relentless woman named Claire Monroe, attacked the evidence like a surgeon. First, the wallet. How do we know it wasn't planted? How do we know Daniel didn't drop it days earlier? A wallet in the grass is not proof of a crime. Then the footprints. Size 10 shoes. Do you know how many men in this county wear a size 10? Thousands. Shoe prints prove nothing. Finally, the motive. The state wants you to believe Daniel, a man with minor theft charges from years ago, suddenly decided to commit violent burglary. There's no logic. There's no witness. There is only assumption. The courtroom buzzed with tension. Daniel himself took the stand, insisting through tears, "I didn't do this. I don't know why my wallet was there, but I wasn't in that house." 4 days, the jury sat through testimony, evidence photos, and endless arguments. And when it came time to deliberate, they faced the ultimate question. If no one saw Daniel commit the crime, could they still convict him? Inside the jury room, the debate raged. Some jurors believed the wallet and footprints were enough. Others argued it was all coincidence, that convicting a man without a witness was too dangerous. One juror asked, "If we send him to prison, and he's innocent, how do we live with ourselves?" Another countered, "And if he's guilty, and we let him walk, what happens when he hurts someone else?" The clock ticked. Hours turned to days. 12 ordinary citizens wrestling with extraordinary doubt. Finally, after 3 long days, the jury filed back into the courtroom. The air was thick with anticipation. The foreperson stood, hands trembling, and delivered the decision. "We find the defendant, Daniel Rivers, not guilty." Gasps echoed through the courtroom. Daniel collapsed into tears, hugging his lawyer. The judge thanked the jury, reminding them of the cornerstone of justice: innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Without a witness, without undeniable proof, the jury had chosen doubt over assumption. The public was divided. Some believed Daniel had escaped justice. Others saw the verdict as proof the system worked and that no one should be caged on evidence that could be coincidence. Thomas Grant, the victim, never fully regained his memory of that night. To this day, the true identity of his attacker remains unknown. And Daniel, he walked free, but his life was never the same. The shadow of that trial followed him everywhere. He had been acquitted, but never truly cleared in the court of public opinion. The trial with no witness forces us to ask a haunting question: can justice exist without certainty? The jury in Daniel's case decided that doubt was stronger than suspicion. They chose freedom over fear, innocence over assumption. But as you hear this story, imagine yourself in that jury box. No witnesses. No confession. Just fragments of truth. Would you have voted guilty or not guilty? Comment on what you think. Like and subscribe for more videos.